Hello and welcome, Natalie here. Today I am going to be talking about how emotional pain can be trapped in the body and cause physical pain. So you're going to learn a little bit about how our subconscious mind and repressed emotions actually hold tension in the physical body, which can manifest into pain. I'll give you a few methods on how to start releasing that, and I've got a few stories for you as well. My own search for answers led me to become an athletic trainer. And working with patients the last decade, I've found that not all injuries and aches and pains come from actual injuries. Now, yes, of course, there are the moments when you trip and fall and you break your foot, all right? We have broken bones, and sometimes you fall and you hit your knee and it swells up. Okay, there's an actual acute injury. There's an impact of some sort. And that's where Western medicine is really, really wonderful. That's when we can utilize some of those tools. But the majority of the people that I've worked with and deal with on a daily basis, I've noticed that a lot of the pain that people are feeling that is chronic, that has been sitting there for a while, kind of creeps in out of nowhere, is usually coming from two areas. It's coming from an imbalanced body where they're not exercising and taking care of themselves, so the joints and the body is not supported through physical strength. This is kind of a sign of our sedentary lifestyle that we've been experiencing. And there's a very large majority, in addition to that, that seems to be coming from emotional pain, from things that we hold on to for years and years that we may not even be aware of. It's not something that you're consciously aware of, but every emotion that we have, every painful memory, every resentment that we hold on to, every bit of anger towards others that we're holding on to creates a tense vibration. And when we hold on to that negativity, it actually influences your physical body. When we look at the mind, we have our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. The conscious mind is the 10% where you actually know the thoughts that you're thinking and the awareness. You can reflect on life and analyze and make choices. The other 90% of your mind is your subconscious mind. And that portion of your mind, it holds all of your memories, your past thoughts, your beliefs about the world, your beliefs about yourself, about your family, about your potential. It also carries all of the knowledge and wisdom of how to run your body with your heart rate, your breath rate. It's where your digestive system just naturally works itself out. We don't have to think about digesting our food, we just digest our food. So that larger portion, that 95% of your brain, is where we hold a lot of our thoughts, beliefs, and it's also held within our body. So if you take a moment and think of a very sad moment in your life, something that was very heavy, and as you start to reflect on that moment or that life situation, you can even close your eyes right now if you'd like to do that. Start to imagine it. Picture it in your mind's eye in vibrant colors, everything that happened, how you felt at that sad moment, or at that angry moment, or that frustrating moment, or a moment of disappointment, or where you felt like the world was falling apart. And then start to notice what happens to you physically. Do you notice that your chest feels a little shallow? Your breath is a little more shallow. Maybe you feel a little constricted, kind of in the chest and in the rib cage. Maybe you start to notice some pressure building up in your head. Perhaps the muscles in your face start to tense up. Maybe some tears start to well up in your eyes. Or you feel a little bit of shaky. Or maybe you feel a rumbling in your gut, like you're just really uncomfortable, something's wrong. Because you're focusing on your thoughts on a negative moment in your life, something that was sad or upsetting. And you can start to feel how the vibration in your body starts to change. Your energy starts to shift downward. And you start to become sad, you start to become upset or frustrated or angry, whatever emotion you're feeling when you reflect back. Now take a moment, take a deep breath, and let it go. So that just goes to show that every thought and memory that we have has an emotional connection to it. And when we hold on to these emotions, even if it's something that happened in the past, but you just brought it back up, it's still sitting there. that emotion is still sitting somewhere in your subconscious, and you may be holding on to that negative emotion somewhere in your body. Just like that example that I just showed you, you felt how different you felt in your head, in your face, in your chest, in your heart, in your gut, all at the moment you started thinking about that negative past situation. So your subconscious mind not only controls the beliefs and some of the memories that you have, but it controls your body. So we can hold that vibration. Sometimes can get stuck in different parts of your body, different areas. And this is where disease happens. This is where stagnation happens. And this is where that vibration may be sitting somewhere, whether it's your gallbladder or in your colon, or maybe in your heart or in your head. And then it can start to turn into and manifest as pain. It can turn and manifest into disease. So a lot of the imbalances that we have come from negative vibrations, negative thoughts, negative emotions, resentment, hatred, anger, frustration, sadness, grief from the past that we are still holding on to. And it's important to start to learn to let go of that, because none of that serves you anymore, but you can see how it starts to hold a negative vibration in your body and can then turn into a physical pain. You are more vibrational energy than you are physical body. And whether you're consciously aware of it or not, every emotion, every thought, every vibration that you put out, whether it's positive or negative, is affecting your physical system. Because energetic vibration, magnetic and electric vibration that comes from all your thoughts and emotions, it can change the physical matter in your body, since you're more vibration than physical matter. So it's important to start to put yourself in a more positive state on a regular basis and to have your vibration level be higher. We want to start to eliminate some of the stress in our life and let go of the past hatred, resentment, unforgiveness, and grief that you're holding on to, because those things are actually causing you pain physically and can manifest into a lot of other things, a lot of other negative things that we don't need in our physical body or in our life at all. Until you start to learn how to accept your past 100% with peace and forgiveness, and you start to look to your future as something positive and your life always getting better, and then also start to live in the present moment, being happy right now. Happiness is not something that comes in the future. Happiness is a choice that you make in this moment, and start to become present. Start to be in the room. Start to be with the people that are near you. Start to connect and have a new level of awareness. When you start to live your life in that way, letting go of all the crap and start to focus on the good that you have. See your past as good, see your future as good, and see the present moment as good. Until you get to that place where you are working from a place of positivity each and every day, you may be holding on to some negativity, whether it's from the past, negative thoughts about the future, or negative thoughts that are just rummaging through your mind at this moment that you're not letting go of. And until you let go of all of that and start to live in a new vibration, a much more positive, higher state of vibration, you may actually be holding on to pain that is triggering physical irritation in your body. A great book that you might want to look into is Louise Hay's Heal Your Body, Heal Your Life. She does a wonderful job of focusing on the spiritual and emotional aspects of how we hold physical pain in our body. It has a lot of wonderful affirmations. You can even look up the different body parts that you might be having some physical pain and start to do some emotional exploration in those areas. And then I've also got a wonderful list of some things that you can start to do on your own to start to raise your vibration level and let go of some of your past pain. Here's a list of several ways that you can start shifting your emotional state to heal your physical pain. Raise your consciousness through meditation and self-reflection. By becoming aware of your own thoughts, your own patterns, you can start to make those shifts. Sometimes just creating the awareness and reflecting on it is enough to make a positive shift. Choose to be happy. Happiness is a choice. It's an internal state. It has nothing to do with your external world or tangible things. Happiness is a way of being. And I've got a wonderful video on Natalie's Lifestyle channel that talks to you and teaches you about how to radiate happiness. Use your emotions as your guiding system. Your emotions will always let you know if you're in alignment or out of alignment. If you have negative emotions, then you need to start looking at what's going on, what thoughts are happening, what fears are going on, or how are you viewing the world in a negative way? Or what are you doing that's not in alignment with who you truly want to be and where you want to be in your life? Use your emotions as your guiding system and always start to move towards more positive emotions. Always move into relief and start to have fun. Life is meant to be fun, and when you're having fun, you're vibrating in a much more positive way that is healing. Have fun and laugh. Start to accept and respect not only yourself, but others in every way on a daily basis. Practice forgiveness daily. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools for healing. Reach for all of your goals in life, whether it's a hobby, a career, lifestyle changes that you want to make. There's a reason you have a desire for these positive changes in your life. And there's no time like the now. Move towards the things that you want and make it happen. Let go of your excuses and start reaching for your goals in life. Heal your relationships, improve your communication skills. Say the things that are hard to say, because that's what's really going to get you to the next level of having healthy relationships. Always do your best in any situation, even in the littlest things. Even when you're doing the dishes, you can be doing your best. And as long as you're always doing your best, then there's never any regrets in life. It's important not to take things personally. We're all living from our own viewpoint and from our own filters in life and our own drives. We all have different choices to make, and by taking things personally from other people, you're allowing those other people to have power over you. So start to step into your power and don't take things personally. Live your life the way you want to live it, in the most positive, best way possible. Start to follow your gut instinct. By being fully present and in the moment, you will find so much clarity in your life and in your actions and in your choices. Sometimes we get caught up in the mind chatter and constantly analyzing, and we get identified with our mind, but living in the now, living in the present moment will completely change how you view the world, how you live the world, and the energy that you're vibrating in order to release some of the negative, stagnant energy that might be causing you pain. Being in nature can also help you connect. It can ground you. It can help change your vibration level to help heal some of that physical pain. And nature is so important because it is our natural state of being that we need to be in. So get out in nature, go to the beach, go for a walk, go to the park, go to the mountains, whatever it may be. Start to exercise and stretch. Take care of your body, because when your body feels good, emotionally you will feel better. It's so important for reducing your physical pain. It is possible to heal yourself emotionally from chronic pain. And I urge you to let go of the excuse that it's your age that's causing the pain. I personally, in my 30s, have been in less pain than I was in all of my 20s. So it's possible to heal from some of this chronic pain that comes from your emotions. One example is I worked with a patient the other day that has fibromyalgia, and he walked into the room and I could see it. He had pain on his back, running down his leg, and I could see the emotional state on him. Gave him a little bit of heat, and when the moment was right, I started talking to him about his emotional state. It ended up being a little bit of a therapy session, but it completely opened his eyes to how his emotions were affecting his physical body. He was very open to it, which was perfect. He had been to many doctors, they've been using injections for the fibromyalgia, but when he walked in and I started to talk to him about his emotional state, he let me know that he had just been through a really bad breakup and he was dealing with a lot of these emotions, and he happened to have a really bad fibromyalgia flare-up. And it's those moments when we have that aha and we realize, gosh, this is really where the healing begins. He was shocked that none of his previous doctors had ever spoken to him about his emotional state, about his thought patterns, and about what he had been holding on to. But in that short conversation that we had over 15-20 minutes, he walked out of the room a completely changed person. He was energized. There was light in him. The majority of his pain was completely gone, whereas before he was having a hard time standing. And so treating your emotional issues and learning how to make these shifts in your life with your awareness of what you're holding on to and the patterns that you're holding on to can really make a big difference. I've got some great videos on subconscious programming and things to help start shifting your belief patterns about your pain and about the past. I've got a great video on letting go, learning how to let go of the negative energy that you're holding on to, the resentment, the anger, the frustration, or hatred towards other people, because those are causing you pain. They're causing you frustration, and they're holding tension in your bodies in ways that you don't need to be holding on to it. And really, you're only holding yourself back and causing yourself your own pain when you hold on to some of those negative things. So I'll put those videos in the notes here. But understand that as you age, each decade, you have another decade of emotions and situations that you may be holding on to. So chronic pain isn't necessarily coming from, oh, I'm in my 50s or 60s now and that's why I have pain. This is just part of life. It's not meant to be a part of life. It's a part of your life because you're holding on to the past. You're holding on to really rigid views of how the world works, or what your limitations are, or you're not taking care of your body and getting yourself into a good physical energy. So start to learn how to take care of yourself a little bit better. Start to notice some of the emotions that you're going through. Take care of your body physically, mentally, and emotionally so that you can heal yourself of some of the pains or prevent it, right? We want to start to prevent some of that stuff from coming up too. So just creating this kind of awareness can really make a big difference for the longevity of your life. All of this personal growth work should be something that we're doing on a daily basis. And it's a lifetime practice, right? The journey is always here, and the only time we ever have is now. So start now with taking care of yourself, being aware of some of the negativity you're holding on to, and make that shift so that you can be pain-free. So I hope this video helped you and gave you some inspiration and maybe opened your mind to some ways that you might be holding on to things that you don't need to. Maybe they haven't manifested in physical pain yet, or maybe they have. But start to look into that route because it can make a very huge difference. I've seen it work miracles in my life over the last several years that I've really been focusing on shifting my energy and my mindset to get rid of my chronic pain. And I have to say, it's been a wonderful journey, and I'm so glad that I started to make that shift, because otherwise I'd be in extreme pain right now. And so it's a process that you'll keep going with, but it's worth it. Let's just say that. It's definitely worth it. So I hope this helped you. Please share this if there's anyone that you think this would help, and I'd love to hear some of your stories as well as you start to make these emotional shifts in your life. I'm happy to give you any words of wisdom that I can from my own personal experience. And yes, let's spread the word on how to start healing yourself from the inside out. Stay tuned for more videos on Natalie's Lifestyle channel.